The year is 2026. We are nearing the end of diesels in London, which means bus enthusiasts are using the last survivors available to endeavour the final few pure engines that exist in London. Which is why it was time for me to head to South to enjoy the last remaining gems in the existing fleet. Which brought me to the remaining 59 plate diesel, owned by Go Ahead for its full reign that isn't Superloop branded, caught in the nick of time before it caught fire. This is the last footage taken of WVL292. 1212. Warning. The journey starts in the north. To avoid paying extra, I used National Rail through a full length of the journey and using the limited stop Thameslink service to reach East Croydon. But it's not like any enthusiast journey is ever smooth, as I ended up wondering if I'm going to reach the burnt down beast of the south, WVL292, on time. Reaching Finsbury Park, the next Brighton service was delayed by 15 minutes. Amazing way to ruin my transfer at East Croydon, causing a 15-minute wait towards the closest transfer to the 403, Purley Oaks. Sanderstead was in 20 minutes, so I didn't make it. Now things were getting tense. I was wondering if the next 403 will be WVN22, an ex-First Bus Gemini 2 B9TL, or WVL292, as both said they were last tracked 2 minutes ago, as buses both need to move down the bus stand to allow extra space for the bus behind, thus making me walk along from side to side, filming the occasional Southern service arriving at the platform. Now the Southern service was delayed, merely by a minute, but it was enough to lose hope of catching WVL292. WVN22 left West Croydon, it headed down to Sanderstead, but hold on, it's 10 minutes delayed, which meant half an hour later, to regulate service, both buses have to be stuck together like twins. After finally reaching Purley Oaks, there was a 10-minute walk to the closest station, to the 403, and with an expected arrival time of 2 minutes, it was necessary to catch this bus when later reaching Wallingham, but I didn't know that it would be a second last journey. I headed to the bus stop. The next 403 to arrive was an ex-First WVN50, which gave me an amazing nostalgia of 2010 North London. Filming its arrival, I was then greeted by an amazing drunk man who kept asking me how I was, which prevented me from filming the interior. Meanwhile, on the other side, the twins have separated, with WVN22 leaving earlier once again and WVL292 arriving shortly after at Wallingham the Green. Well, it was time to get on. With months of dread not being able to get this due to exams and being busy with mostly buses' upcoming video, this outing had been delayed much longer than necessary. But what was that sound? Still outside, there was an unusual sound coming from the bus, but I wasn't sure where. I sat down, and it was like the sound was coming from the front left of the bus. Well, I have had times where air would be released when the bus moves beyond a certain speed, but this was stronger and much more irritating. The driver seemed like everything was fine, but he was getting irritated by the sound, possibly because his dashboard showed green from the engine, but as much as I am an enthusiast, that sound was driving me crazy. So 7 minutes later, I got off the beloved WVL292, hoping for it to be fixed the next time I come around. Little did I know, that same bus would cause so many disruptions that I would end up 5 minutes on TfL's helpline begging for a refund. Meanwhile, I was tending to cross the road to catch an Enviro200 on the other side, also one of barely remaining Enviro200s in the fleet. But with its majestic front appearing upon the hill, it was time for a little subway surfers along the road, towards the next bus stop that was nowhere to be seen. Thankfully, I did manage to capture it, but now I was wondering if I could capture some footage for a YouTube video.
Woldingham.
considering 403 is one of the last remaining routes with a full diesel allocation, though with the flames brewing through South Croydon Station, that may not be the case in a few weeks' time. Through the amazing suburbs of Woldingham we went through, it was time to ask the driver if he'd allow interior footage of the bus to be taken. While my thoughts were probably no, bus drivers have occasionally allowed interior shots of buses when being at a bus stand, so it was best to ask and see what we get. Considering all these pictures are exterior pictures, you may have to draw your own conclusions of what the answer of the driver was, although he was very nice and we had a little chat about how driving the 403 was for him, and a little about my passion for buses. Now considering I went along my day filming diesels of 289 and 127, it took a while for news to spread around the bus community, in which a bus has burnt down in South Croydon. But before that, I heard it from somewhere completely unrelated. After filming E195, it was time to head to Purley for the 127, which I thankfully managed to get there with a 59 plate diesel, one of Arriva's oldest remaining Gemini 2 diesels on the fleet, which will be withdrawn in a few weeks' time. 127 has a beautiful mix of Mark 1 Gemini 3, Gemini 2 B9TLs, Enviro200s and the occasional ex first bus Gemini 2 B9TL, so I made my way there to drown myself in the world of diesels, and after doing so, it was time to head home, but not so fast. See, this is where TfL loves to take my money. I was in doubt if I'd make the Thameslink 1-minute transfer on time at Purley Oaks, and I did risk it anyway, and ended up realizing that the train was already at the platform for 5 minutes due to a fire at South Croydon Station. I wonder what caused that fire. Okay, not too bad, except for a £1.50 hog and a swarm of people exiting the station. I'll take a bus to get me out of here, wherever it goes. Luckily a 289 came to save me, moving me from that chaos straight to Wadden, and to get a limited stop Southern National Rail service to London Bridge, but people watching this video, it was not a pleasant journey. 15 minutes later of accidentally opening the door of a toilet someone's in and thinking of calling TfL tomorrow for a refund, a message arrived. WVL292 had been burnt down. So many questions. How? Where? When? Which part of the bus? And was anyone involved? For all we know, that sound wasn't all for nothing, and that gas leak ended up killing another one of our diesel warriors under oppression. For the next few minutes, I sat down looking at the window, thinking how privileged I was to get on this bus a few hours before it burnt down. While writing the script, I had realized it was the final full journey the bus ever did, and the last final journey I was ever going to get.